Hey, what's going on, guys? Delivery day today, and this is actually one package, and then there's going to be a second package in this video, so we'll have two boxes that we're going to be opening up today, full of awesome new cool stuff, including the new MGSD Barbatos in here, which I'm very excited for, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, here it is, and just like with the Freedom, it's in like the smaller size box, and not necessarily even that thick either, but really looking forward to this. I think the Barbatos looks really awesome in the MGSD proportions and styling here. Actually, like on the note of styling, and of course we'll talk much more about this in the review, but it's kind of cool how it's basically like the styling and the weapons and everything is exactly like the MG. It's just changed like proportionally. So, I mean, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe some people would prefer Bandai to kind of switch up the design of, as in like the details and just like the overall design of the armor and weapons and everything. Maybe looking for something new and not just like a squished MG. But I don't know, I like it, it's cool. I like the design of the MG, and so I like the design of this one as well. I think that might be it for Gunpla, but we do have some more mecha model stuff here from Bandai in the way of 30 minutes missions. So in this very big box here, it's probably definitely the largest 30 minutes missions box out so far, and there's a new version of this guy on the way, the Providel Type Rex 01. A lot of you guys have probably seen this because when it was first announced, it got memed extensively because of the fact that it's supposed to be that an Alto rides on the cockpit. Anyway, and so it's a pretty cool, it's like a mech, sort of like in the V-Thor in the Hexagear line, where like your pilot kit goes like inside of like a larger exosuit kind of mecha unit. It's like that, but with your 30 minutes missions kits being able to like ride on this, or you can just have it like on its own. A couple more 30 minutes missions things. Here's the customized weapons, Heavy Weapon 1, which has some cool weaponry in there, which we'll take a look at in an upcoming video. You can see it's pictured right there with the Providel on the front, but we'll take a look at this in kind of my usual sort of compilation video where we take a look at a few different weapon sets all kind of in one go from 30 minutes missions line. And this one, which will be getting its own dedicated review, of course, is the Acerbi in Japanese. Acerbi? Okay, yeah, Acerbi. Let's go with that in for the Japanese name. It's the 30 minutes missions kit, which is sort of like it's Mecha Musume, but just like all mecha, but it's very Musume styled mecha there. So it's the first of, it's like a 2 in that set, and then there's a new one that they just recently announced, a gray version that's also coming out as well. So Bandai's kind of trying to mix up the 30 minutes missions, 30 minutes sisters line, of kind of a bit more, blur the line a little bit more with this. Obviously, it's going to be very compatible with the 30 minutes sisters stuff as well, and so we'll take a look at kind of all that in that video review. All right, then speaking of 30 minutes sisters, we've got Bandai's new 30 minutes sisters kit here, which is Mano Sakuragi. This is a part of the Idolmaster Shiny Colors kind of collaboration here, where they're releasing a few different ones of these. This is the one that's like a full set, and then they're also going to be releasing like body units and then like head and hair parts all just kind of separately, so that you can make a number of different characters, at least like in this first set of them. But this is the only one that's sold as like a full set, like everything you need to make the characters all in this box. To make the other characters, you need to kind of buy the bodies and the face and hair parts separately. So, all right, a couple more things here from Bandai. This box is mostly all Bandai stuff. This one is the HG Scope Dog. So I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to this one, and so am I. Really, really cool to have this Scope Dog here from Bandai. And what scale was it again? I thought it was like 1/35th scale, I think, although it doesn't say anywhere on the box that I'm noticing, but if I remember correctly, I think it's 1/35th scale, so that means it's going to be the same size as the Wave version, but you know, this one's going to be cheaper, and you know, with Bandai's engineering technology, which is fantastic, so might be kind of the better version compared to what we have from Wave, although I'm not sure how it's going to compare like in terms of details. The nice thing about the Wave kit is that it's very nicely detailed, but I'll take a look at a comparison between the two in the review video, so I can show that to you guys. But I think that one's going to be really nice, going to be really cool. And then the last thing here from Bandai is the Amame Warrior at the Borderline Weapon Set 6. So the new weapon set here, they're continuing on with these weapon sets. 6 of them they're made from this series from Kyokai Senki. It's pretty amazing, but yeah, just basically there's some cool weapons in here to use for some future custom builds or something. So I actually don't have any particular plans for this, for these weapons, but just nice to have on hand. Okay, and the last thing here is not from Bandai, but it's actually from Kotobukiya. It's the new Sosai Shoujo Teien kit, but this is the crossover with Frame Arms Girl. So this one is Bukiko Kotobuki. So it's kind of like a Kotobukiya's own like original character. Well, they're all Kotobukiya's original characters, but this one is like supposed to be like a kind of Kotobukiya mascot character, sort of. So it's the second Frame Arms Girl collaboration release in this line, right? After Aogenai-san. So this one is also looking really, really cool. As you guys know, I love this line. They're a lot of fun. I do enjoy these kits quite a bit, so I love the box art there as well. Also, always very nice. So looking forward to checking that one out. And that is going to be it for this box. Like I said, there is a second box coming though. Should be here probably later today, if not tomorrow. So let's skip to that part of the video. Gundam Wings sound effect there. I have a surprise delivery here from Andrew, who reached out and wanted to send some old mooks here for us to take a look at, mooks and or kind of like past issues of some different hobby magazines. So you guys will be seeing these in some upcoming mook reviews. We'll just kind of take a quick look at some of the ones that we got in here. This is a Hobby Japan from 2002 here, for example. Oh, look at a very young Max Watanabe there on the back. That's pretty cool. See, there's a few of those. This is a Hobby Japan from 2002 here as well. Again, you can just kind of see these are really cool to take a look at because you can see what was coming out at the time. Here's this character model magazine here, which is pretty cool. And so this is going to be about like, some different character models with a focus on Amuro. There's also a Zaku, and there's some like Gunpla in here as well. It's not only character models, but I think it's all mostly like resin model stuff. So even though there is Gundams, I think there are resin model kits. So that should be very interesting. I'm not sure if I've ever really seen or heard of this magazine before, but that's also from 2002. A few more hobby magazines, and interestingly here we also have on this hobby magazine, which features the Dendrobium right there. On the back side is the Razafan, the 2002 release there of Bandai's Razafan model kit. That's really cool. And let's see, there's another hobby magazine. This one's also from 2003. So kind of a 2002, 2003 era seems like when most of this stuff is from. The last couple of things in here. This is the Seed Destiny Models Volume 1 MOOC. So this is going to be all about some different Seed Destiny model kits. That's really awesome. And the last one is an Evangelion, how to make Evangelion model book. So this is really cool. This is going to obviously be about like just Bandai's old HG models from like the 90s. It looks like mostly like the HG and the LMHG models. So kind of interesting here. So there's some like character models in here as well. Very, very interesting. I don't have any Evangelion modeling MOOCs at all, and I don't think they even make that many of them. I'm sure there's not very many of them that exist, so this is really cool to see. We'll definitely be taking a look at some of those in some upcoming videos. Okay, box 2 is here, and I also got a bonus box here, which has something very, very cool that I want to show you guys. So I first off want to say a big shout out to Kyle, who had seen me talking about this kit, and he had it in his backlog and reached out and offered it to me. So I'm gonna send him some stuff as a special thank you. But this is Bandai's Razafan kit, which I've talked about as like one of those kits, kind of like Bandai's Big O kit, where they made it and I've just not ever actually seen one in the wild, and it was a really cool show. I enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to checking out the kit. And this kit was released all the way back in 2002. I don't know if and when it's ever been reprinted since then, but yeah, it's not one that you see around very often. Good Smile Company is coming out with the Moderoid version of it, which I'm looking forward to, but in the meantime, let's check out the Bandai version because that'll be really cool. So thank you so much, Kyle, for that. As for this other box, this has some stuff that's going to be, I think, related to what we saw in the first box. Let me move this down. Well, some related stuff and some unrelated stuff anyway. First off, just some weapon sets here. This is a really cool new weapon set. It's a Kotobukiya and Tomitech kind of crossover. Well, it's like a Tomitech release. I guess it doesn't have any Kotobukiya. Well, it does have like one Kotobukiya little logo there on the side, but it's obviously featured quite prominently with the Architect frame there on the front from the Frame Arms line, but it's a weapon set from Tomitech. So kind of interesting looking, and I guess it's obviously made to kind of fit with the Frame Arms stuff, sort of like an MSG style sort of weapon. But I don't know, just looking at the handle of it, I mean, it looks almost sort of similar, very, very similar to just a standard like little armory set. This is part of the Dia Combat Dia collection. Anyway, So there's that. But speaking of little armory, also from Tummy Tech, which is what that really seems like it is, we have some little armory sets here. And I wanted to take a look at some more of these little armory weapon sets just because I have something cool in mind to do with these that I'll show you guys in the video, which it will be just like a video kind of covering these different weapon sets. But I got a few of these different ones here, and I will show them to you guys in a future video. Talking about those and something cool that I have in mind to do with those. So we'll get to that in the near future. Okay, so like I said, what was related to what was in the first box, we have some more of the 30 Minutes Sisters Idol Masters collection here. This one is the Beyond the Blue Sky Color A. This is the body set. So this one is actually in a box. A lot of the other body sets have normally come in like one of the bag containers. But this one, obviously, because it's a bit more parts heavy with all like the intricate idol costume parts in there, that's in there like that. And this one is the other body set, which is the Alpha Sisters Phantasm. So there's two different body sets there that you can make, two different idols. Now, obviously, again, you are going to need the head. It looks like for this one, you really only just need a head from a different kit. Whereas with this one, is it the same too? Yeah, so it comes with everything except for the head. So, I mean, that's kind of unfortunate. I kind of wish they would have just gone ahead and give you the full thing. But anyway, obviously the face is going to be like one of the more expensive parts to produce for those kits because they have like the printing on the face. So because they don't have to include any pre-printed faces with those can be a lot cheaper, sold as just the bodies, and then you just use a head from a different kit or whatever. But we'll take a look at those. Now for some other different anime stuff here, we have the new Plamax kit here of Asuka. So we took a look at the one of Mari. This one is the Plamax model kit of Asuka here in, what's the scale? I think it says that it's non-scale. Yeah, it says that it's non-scale, but like we saw with the Mari kit and the Power kit and the Makima kit, they're kind of about 1/7 scale, I think I would put it as. Not quite as big as 1/6, not quite as small as 1/8. They're about 1/7, I think is probably the closest thing. But this should be really cool. So I've enjoyed the line so far. These are like model kits, with like statue figures, but as model kits that you can build yourself. So Bandai's version of Asuka was great in their Figurized Labo line. It'd be interesting to see like kind of how this compares to that. Then we've got Shinjo Akane from Gridman here. We did take a look at the previous kit in this line here from, what was the company again? Onulus. Yeah, so it's like a, not Mecha Musume, but just a Musume model kit there of this Gridman character, and we've had this is the second one out in this line so far. And really cool box right here with this one, and if you're a fan of the anime, then obviously those are pretty cool. And then the last thing here is a mecha model. As you can maybe tell, kind of the theme of this box was a lot of like the female character model kits, but there is some mecha in here as well. It's the Bigfoot from the Dougram Get Truth line from Max Factory. So we've taken a look at a couple of the different Max Factory Dougram Get Truth kits so far. They're really cool. I've compared them to like Bandai's entry grade kits in that they're very simplistic in their construction, but really nicely detailed. And so this one I'm really looking forward to checking out. I've becoming more and more a fan of a lot of the Dougram designs kind of in recent years, and this one looks pretty cool. This big purple stompy mecha model there from Dougram, so that should be pretty interesting. We'll check that out in a we'll check this out in a full review very soon. But yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's it for this episode, guys. As always, let me know in the comment section what you're most looking forward to seeing, first. Fortunately, in both of these boxes, there was a lot of smaller stuff that, like, smaller things are easier for me to get built and reviewed quicker for you guys. So a lot of the stuff you guys should hopefully see pretty soon. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to, and I'll take that into consideration to get to some of that stuff earlier than others. But as always, guys, if you want to check out some of this stuff for yourself, I think a lot of this that you guys have seen in these two boxes that I've just got in is stuff that is still on pre-order at the moment for the most part. But there'll be a link to USA Gundam Store down in the video description, as always, right down there. You guys can check that out and either pre-order, or if any of this stuff has arrived already, I mean, you can order it, of course. So check that out, and thank you guys so much for all of your support. Till next time, hope you all have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.